Alright, now everyone, so let me just go and name this is txt program, txt batch, txt semester, txt student id, txt student name, and this is CME unit. Alright, we did it. Similarly, this one DGV student details, let's say, and this one assignment submission details. So DGV submission details. So whenever I choose the ID, so whatever the assignment this student had submitted should be listed out here. Okay, so let us say this txt part and the section txt section txt grade description, and this is date feedback date, let's say for example. Alright, and this is a feedback, and this is BTN say feedback. This is BTN update feedback. This is BTN delete feedback, and finally this is close, BTN close. And here below we'll have one more grid view. This is DGV feedback details. Done with everything, everyone. So now let me just change the property of this grid view and everything. Let me go to this property, alternative source style to something. Let me choose a color, auto size column mode to auto size column small. Fill selection mode to full row select. All done. This one also the same. So do this for this. I have already done for this. Okay, so I think the last one. This one also the same. Okay, this one. Column mode to fill and selection mode to full row select. Full row select. All done. The first thing that I want to do is to populate the student details over here. I do not need all the student details. There are particular details that I will need here. So for that, now let me go to the student class. Here I need to go, and since this is select star from the student, I do not need everything from the student. Okay, let me get this everyone. So I think that will be better way. So why to write up all logic more extra? So let us say we already have done the get all the student function here. So let me go and bind it to this grid view now. So let us see how we can do that. First, we go to the view code. Let me zoom one as a grid represent so it is visible to everyone. And here I would need to have a namespace. data access layer with the student class is equals to the student class. Okay. And here I'm going to bind it with the student details data into the data source now. So we equal to let's see dot get all the students. Alright, so we get all the student details here. Let me set this work. Let me run and check how it looks first. Let us say I have this admin login. Let's go to the assignment feedback section and you already have a student list here. Now let us say if I select any one of these, so particularly this program badge and the semester should be populated here. And the unit has to be changed according to whatever the program is provided here. So I'll just show you a technique how to do that. But before that, let's populate all to this corresponding text boxes. So in order to do that, what I will do now is, first of all, I will disable everything. Go to property and let's enable to false. Okay. Let me go to this property and let me go to the cell click event address. And txt student, okay, let's say what I have txt program.text also be equal to what we call basically student details dot selected rows 0.cells program. I think it's a program or program name. I just confirm. It is. That's a program T. Okay, let me see. That's a program name. So let me have this program name. But value dot string. Okay. All right, we got the program name. Cells batch dot value dot string txt semester dot text value dot string all right now select rows and dot cells with cells 0 cells. So semester txt student id dot text will be now equal. Let me copy this. The easiest way. Let me copy this. Paste it here. This will be a student ID. All right now txt student name. Okay, so student name missing out there. Let me see why. Yeah, there is. Still there's a issue with the student name. Let me fix this part first everyone. So why there is the student name not being able to be retrieved. Student name. Okay. Student name the text should be now equal to again this text. Student name. That's all right now. This is what we want from now. So let's run and check how it looks first before we start doing anything else. Admin login. And let us say we go to assignment feedback, we click on it here, and we don't get anything here because of some reasons. Okay, because of this one. Column name, program name cannot be found. Perfect, no problem at all. So let's see what is the issue. So let me go to student table here, and if you see there is only a program column, not the program name. So let me just remove this program and let me make it simply program. Let me save this and let me just run it. So let me run it again and see how it looks. Let's log in, feedback, let's click on something, and we got it absolutely fine, everyone. We got something like this, but still we're not able to retrieve the unit. What units are there under this program? So let us see how we can do that. It's very easy. Let me go to this one. Let me double click on this, and this time I'll do cmd unit.text, the data source in fact equals to, actually I just need to go to unit class. Let me create object of unit class. Okay, uc equals to new, and then everything else is the same. So widget. So let's go to the unit class, and that is uc dot get all unit file program, and the unit is txt program text. All right. So let us see whether this works or not. Let me run and check. This is logged in. Assignment feedback. Let me select one, and still you get an error. System.data grade view is an error. Yeah, this is an error because we have not done everything. You have not defined what is the display member and what is the value member. So cmd unit.display member should be equal to unit name, and cmd unit.value member should be also equal to unit name. And cmd unit that selected index should be equals to -1 because I don't want to display everything on the start. I guess that's the unit name. Let me correct myself if I'm wrong. Unit table has a unit ID, program name, back semester. Yeah, it has a unit name. So let me run and check it. So let me go to admin, login. Let me go to assignment feedback. Let me select one, and here I should be having a unit. Yeah, I got all the units. Let me select the other one. It's a computing again. It's a computing again, and I got the corresponding units. That's okay. We got the computing units and everything, but I think I need to change a small bit here. So let me go to the design mode, and this time I'm just going to change this drop down style to drop down list so that user won't be able to modify this. Let me run and check it again. Let's log in. Let's go to assignment feedback, and if you say get all the units here. That's very perfect. All right, everybody. So let's say I want to have assignment submission details now. I just want to have the assignment submission details listed out here. Actually, if I select a student from here, I want to see what assignment this student has submitted. So let us see. I think I should already have it done here somewhere else. What assignment the student has submitted should be listed out onto this data grid view. So let me go to the property. Let me again go to the viewport mode, and here I can make sure. Okay, this one. I need a student ID. Okay, the student ID is here, no problem. And I just need to bind the AGV, what we call is the summation details dot data source should be now equal to so before that let me call an object of a receipt that student. Okay, I think that's a assignment receipt class. I think we did assignment receipt. Yeah, I think that would be assignment receipt, and I will call it a receipt equals to new assignment receipt. Okay, and here this one this should be DGV submission details data source should be equal to what we call is a receipt dot Get, okay, so get all received assignment. I have only received assignments. Oh, okay, so I don't have by student ID. So let me also go and receive all the student assignment by the student ID. So let me go to the receipt class, assignment receipt class. This one. Okay, get all receipt assignment is there, but not by the student. So let me copy this function and let me just make a customization. Let me paste it here, and I'm going to make it by student ID. And I'm going to pass it as a parameter, which is a student ID, and I'm going to write a query where student ID equals to student ID. I'm going to pass this as a parameter. So cmd dot parameters dot edit value at the rate student ID should be equal to now student ID. All right, now we did it now, everyone. So let me go to the assignment feedback records again, and this time I should be able to do it. The data source will be equal to now receipt dot get all process standard by student ID, and ID is integer value, so I need to convert it to integer, and that's a txt student ID dot text, and done. All right, everyone. Just this, and I'm done. Let me see what I'm trying to do here, everyone. Let me log in. Let me go to assignments, feedback. Let me select a student, and a student one had submitted this assignment. Let's say he has submitted this assignment, and I need to trace what feedback has been given to it. Okay, Pooja has not submitted any assignment. Abhishek has also submitted one assignment. So many of you, so whatever the assignment principal has submitted, so whatever the assignment has been submitted, now we'll give a feedback. We want to select this, and the better idea is to have this. I think instead of having this this coming out from this part, I will just remove this part. I'll just put this is a text box, and whenever I click on this, there should be unit part. So let me just remove this unit part from here, and let's make some changes out here, everyone. I just want to make a few changes here because I don't think that's a very good idea to keep it over here. So let me go to the viewport mode here, and actually I don't need this anything. I just don't need it. And what I will do in this case is also let me go to the event. Let me remove the event for this. I don't need that actually. And the unit part I just want to remove from here. Let me cut this from here and let me paste it somewhere here. So let me fix here. And instead of this, let me have a text box bearer. So let me have a text box. So this would look better, and let me make it a txt unit better. This let us make it txt unit, and also set this enable to false. Alright, so we did it now, everyone, and this one what I really want is whenever I click on this, the unit should be populated here. Let me go to properties, see the click event here, and then let's do that. txt unit.text can also be equal to dgb submissions dot selected rows 0.cells. That's the unit name. Value.string. That's it. Let's run and check how it looks now, everyone. Admin, login. Let me go to assignment feedback. Let me select any one. Let me select this one, and there is an error. So let me see column name, unit name cannot be found. Okay, not a problem at all. Because the problem may be because in the summation assignment receipt, what we could have is a simply unit. So this is unit simply. Let me save this and let me run and check how it looks now. I am putting some unwanted data. Let's say my data is not redundant. I've done that meaningfully so that you would be covering that in the next session. So unit is programming. Okay, so unit is programming. So now you also want to save the assignment title somewhere. So let me just make a quick change here again. I also need to retrieve the assignment title. So let me just go to the design mode, and what I will do in this case is simply having this here. Let me cut this and let me paste it as in the next user place. But this time still the unit should come from this one. So let me also paste it here everyone. So just copy this, and here I would need to have assignment title as well. So let me just do one thing here. What I can do is I just can make it compressed. Let me move it aside and let me paste it now. Make the assignment title. Too big name. Okay, that's okay. Let us make this as txt assignment title. That's all right now. This also should be never equals to false. Okay, that's already false. Once I click on this, assignment titles will be also populated onto here. Git code. What's a txt? I don't know whether this is title or txt title. Okay, that's an assignment title. That's fine. Let me copy this and let me paste it here. And this will be assignment title. Alright, so let us run this and check it again. Feedback, select any one, select this one. You got the unit, you got the title, and that's it. Now we'll provide a part 1 and the grade description. Let's say MP1 and comma M1 will be the grades, for example. This will be the date and this will be the feedback given. Let's say for the first time this will be P1 feedback, or the reasons should be listed out here. Once you do save feedback, we are done with this one. So here what I need to do is everyone, so I do not need to set program batch semester every time. I need to set the student ID, his receipt ID. Let's say I want to see his submission receipt ID, whatever he has whatever the assignment he has submitted. Here I also need to have a assignment title and the part, grade, date, and the feedback has to be saved. So not everything information has to be saved here. So I just need to save, for example, let's say I just want to save student ID in the first place, and then the receipt ID and the what we call it, the assignment title, and then part and the section, grade, date, assignment type, feedback, and that's it. That's all the information that you would need to save in the database. Having done so, the feedback part will be complete and will be done with the registration. And in fact, our assignment part is done. This is what we need, and rest of the things will is just like retrieving the data. And retrieving the data, we will not be writing, we will not be making any sorts of CRUD operation. So some data I'll just try to retrieve here and show on the admin dashboard. And some of the data you can show in the report section or the result section or the search section. So these are some topics which we'll be covering again tomorrow and day after tomorrow if we have time. So let's say, now let us go to this project again, and we want, okay, let us, okay, I just need to create a database now. So I just want to go to this part, so select anyone, select anyone. Okay. Let me go to my SQL so that I can create a table. Let me create ISM2 query. And this time I'm going to make it assignment feedback table. Create table, feedback table. With the fields like okay, feedback ID. Okay, so we need a student ID, student name. You would need a receipt ID. You would need an assignment title. Actually, I'm putting some data duplicate because you'll be learning the removing duplications in your database management systems, data analysis and design, and you're covering it. You would need a part of the section. I'm making it part dash section, part underscore of section. So I'm making it varchar 200, and you need a grade descriptor, grade varchar 100 silver, and finally feedback should be there. So the feedback will be long. Feedback, I'm just going to put in the text. That's what text will be, can take any value, any number of value, so no problem with the text. So I need a feedback ID, student ID, student name, receipt ID. This is the assignment receipt, receipt submitted by the student ID, assignment title, part and the section, grade and the feedback. And what else I would need here is just, okay, I would also need a, okay, when it comes to the receipt ID, all the units will be covered here. Okay, let us have a unit name as well. Alright, now let us execute this. A table is created. Done. Now let us create a stored procedure for this. So create procedure sp underscore manage assignment feedback. done with this all the parameter. Let's go and make insert operations and all. Okay, let me just write the logic. So what else you need here is a student ID, student name, receipt ID, unit, assignment title, part underscore section, grade, and feedback. Alright, under values you would need whether it is student ID, whether it is student name, whether it is receipt ID, whether it is unit, assignment title, whether it is part underscore section, whether it is grade, whether it is feedback. So these are the things we would need here. So let me just correct it. So this will be feedback will be capital like this. Let me select, check. Let feedback be capital. So insert done. So let's go for update. So update feedback table. Set student ID equals to the student ID. Student name should be equal to student name. Receipt ID should be equal to the receipt ID. Unit should be equal to the unit. And what else? Assignment title should be equal to assignment title. And part underscore section should be equal to part underscore section. Grade should be equal to the grade. Feedback should be equal to the feedback. Where feedback ID should be equal to feedback ID should be equal to the feedback ID. We are done with feedback. Now the last bit. Mode equals to field, then we go for delete operation. So delete from feedback table where feedback ID should be equal to the feedback ID. Alright, we calculated the stop procedure now everyone. Let me execute the stop procedure and let me see if there is any error. Luckily no error. So once this is done now, now we'll go to the front end and start coding, writing the logic. Alright, now we'll create a class. We'll create a feedback class. So let us create a class first. Feedback class. We'll repeat the very similar concept now everyone. So think that we didn't do anything long with repeating this stuff again. Let me go to the start procedure and then that will be explained as manage feedback. So this one, just connect system the data. Skill kind. We need to have a namespace. Start the connection class here. Connection class, that connection stream out here. Let's feedback, integer feedback ID, integer student ID, and now student name, integer receipt ID, unit, assignment title, part underscore section, grade, feedback, and finally mode. So alright, this is done. There is some error. Load RS equals to false. This is RS. For the store procedure, SQL underscore manage feedback in the name of the store procedure. Command con connection is to be passed. Now you can specify the command type. And here you will need to pass some parameters. For example, this is the red feedback ID. Let me copy this for whatever is the number of times that I will need. Let me copy this. So I need it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one student ID. This one student name. This one receipt ID. This one unit. This one is a assignment title. This one is part of this section. This one is a grade. This one is a feedback. This one is a mode. So let's pass a parameter. This is feedback ID. This is student ID. This one is student name. Receipt ID. This one is unit. This one is assignment title. This one is part of the section. This one is grade. This one is feedback. Last one is mode. So once this is done, now let's execute this query. So I have to open the connection. Let's close the connection. Then we'll set RS to true. Else we'll set RS to false. Alright, so we just made a sorting of the operation. So let me just take any of the class and so let us then go and retrieve all these assignments. Feedback, get all feedbacks. the data table. Okay, now here we want to write a query. Select star from what the name of the table. Where's this? Feedback table. Feedback table. Here's a form of connection. Now we want the PR. We'll close the connection. We'll return this way. I think already I have been returning and also no need to do this. Just a second, one I have a call. Sir. Sir, namaste. Office, college. Okay, everyone. So let's get started now. So now let's go to assignment feedback record. Let's call the object. Now we can have data access here, but feedback class let this equals to now we can call this on the button click. We forgot to mention about this data, no problem, just can fix it later. Let's go and call this here. So let's put the try catch. Okay, so now let's go and fix it here. Bool rs is now equal to fpc dot manage feedback and whatever unit you can provide here. So feedback ID is, let's say, let me create some variables here before I proceed. Let me create some variable, let's say integer feedback ID should be equal to not 0. And also I need a receipt ID to 0. So let me collect the receipt ID. The receipt ID must be somewhere here. Let's say receipt ID should be equal to integer at pass. Sales, this should be now receipt ID. we have a receipt ID as well. Okay, so now let's go over here and now we need a feedback ID. So let's say feedback ID. We need a student ID. So let's say this has to be integer.parse txt student ID.text, and we have receipt ID. So let's say receipt ID. Receipt ID. Is something here. Feedback ID, student name is missed here. So let's say txt student name dot text. And after that we need a unit. So txt unit dot text. Then what you need is assignment title. So assignment title dot text. We need a part and section. So part under txt section dot text. And then you need a grade. So txt grade dot text. You need a feedback. So txt feedback.text, and then you need a mode, so that's one. So we are done with all the entries and all. So let us say now if it is successful, if RFW equals to true, then we will just display the error, display the message now. You can see message not successful, successfully assignment feedback successfully recorded. And once this is done, we will show that to the grid view. Right. Data source will be now equal to have the fbc dot get all feedback, and we can. Okay, so this is it for now. Else we'll display the error messages. Error in collaboration. All done, everyone. So we are done able to run the insert operation and everything. So let's run and check it once. So let's run and check anyone. This one, let's say there is a feedback in part 1. Grade is, let's say, just a P1, and assignment title is this one, and feedback is need to provide the references and internal citations. Okay, so let's save the feedback, and there is error. Expects a parameter student ID which was not supplied, so there is an error with our start procedure here. So let me check. Yes, 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 yes. I can hear you. Please tell me. Just oh, sorry. This was muted. Yes, yes, yes. Now I can hear. Just let me check what the error is. Feedback ID, student ID, student ID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's okay. Let me see. So there are some issues here. So feedback ID, student name, receipt ID, unit, assignment title, part underscore section, grade, feedback, and more. And there is still something missing out here. Let me see in the start procedure part. Student ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's okay. There's some error here, everyone. So let me just try to fix this. Yeah, run and check this. That is there. I need to select someone. I got the ID here 1, but I don't know where the mistake is coming from. That's executed event, but still there is an issue. Let me select. Okay, anyway, everyone. So what I will do today is I'll just stop here for today, and then I'll get back to you on this tomorrow, and then we'll sort it out tomorrow, everyone. And I might have made some mistake. I'll just find it out and I'll let you know. Let me fix it first, then I'll get back to you. So you can let me take your attendance first, and then you can leave today's session because already it's 12:34. I need to have another class. Let me take your attendance first. So I use Kimire, Shutacharya, Amsha Kama, Aryan Chaudhary, Abhishek Patel, Vihan Nova, Vikasa Vinay, Vipin Kairi, Vishal Patel, Sitaram Amara, Vidya Who is this Harry Potter? Harry Potter को Who is this Harry Potter? I'm making him absent. Please tell me your full name. Vital, Arun Kumar, R.S. Kafle, Martha Mother. Okay. Okay. Pavel, Vijan, Sharma, Yojan, Joshi, Sabin Kapoor, Safar Mother, Safar Guru, Santosh Nipani, Charisma, Love, Sriya, Casey, Shrestha, Janet Barma, Sirius, okay, so I think you can, okay, Hari Wagde, Hari Wagde. So you can leave for today, everyone, and I'll catch you tomorrow again with the same stuff. So this is to